You rolling?
Does a lot of things. If we're rolling, we'll wait.
All right. I'll call the meeting to order of the Goffstown Cable Community Access Committee. So that was brought up for discussion on a different note, but, all right, let's see here. We have consideration of minutes from the June 13th meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept. He did a good job, by the way, in the absence of our secretary.
I appreciate that. I was worried I didn't.
No, they're nice. I think you did a good job too.
You kept it very concise as opposed to 4 pages. I only got one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, I need a second. I think Barbie,
Second,
you
you
all right?
can second too,
Well, yeah,
because he's a
I wasn't
new
here,
member.
yeah, he wasn't.
Well,
here,
then-
so-
yeah.
Yeah, so all in favor?
Yeah,
Aye.
all in favor.
All right,
Well, I'm gonna abstain because I
Yeah.
wasn't here.
and actually, I don't know if it actually can pass because we only have 3 votes. So we
Yes, no,
can't-
no. It,
Okay.
No, you don't
Alright.
have 3 votes.
1, 2, 3. These 2 guys that weren't there.
but my vote, I'm still abstaining.
Oh, it doesn't
I'm-
matter,
I'm
we,
still-
yeah, we still say it's okay. We were just saying,
Were you here, Barb?
yes,
Yes, Barbara
and
was
we
here.
were asking,
Well, she
was it
was
okay? And yes, so we don't need 92 votes on that.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Director's report, we don't have a director's report anymore. Financial report, Neil is not here. I believe, I thought Sue DeRocha was gonna be here, but she is
DeRusso.
not, DeRusso, excuse me, she's not here. So, town information's done, school information, we received an email from Gary. He said he's gonna, might be a little bit late.
Right.
Pam, if you could,
That could be bad, though.
yeah,
I could, want me to repeat,
please.
his email where he said he's gonna be a little bit late, he said his request on the school's behalf is that, 1, a training program be provided for teachers and staff as stipulated in the facility use contract, and 2, beyond the training time, some regular GTV staff time be established during school hours to support student use.
All right, duly noted, and we'll make sure to
We
keep
did.
that as a point, as we go along. 8, action
Do I
items.
want a side comment that if you're
course.
gonna do 15 and 9, there's no way we're gonna do?
I made the
Just
changes.
before she goes into,
Go right ahead.
because she goes into a 15 to 9,
Yep.
but that's gonna come in conjunction with the proposal.
Yep.
My question is, do we actually have a training program at all at the school?
That's that, well, there's a teacher at the school that does video, so that's separate. They want, what I'm understanding is they want to be able to bring the students in during school time and have someone there to get the facility open so those students can use the facility.
It's not anything that we have now. Has it been something that was proposed or?
Well, under the
before?
contract, under the contract,
That's right.
because the cable committee's in the school, it was an agreement that the school, Goffstown TV was gonna provide training for teachers, and they were going to provide access for students. But those have never been brought up or really explored until now, and Gary's been pushing it for the last 4 or 5, well, at least 4 meetings that I can remember,
Yeah.
that he's been pushing that, and that's something that we're definitely going to be, as a board, we need to be pushing for, because I think it's, it's an important thing. If it's part of the contract, it's part of the contract.
and
If it
plus
needs to be done, it needs to be done.
It's for the greater good.
Exactly.
Right.
It's the right way to go.
Access for the students, it also has to be connected, a little statement of, with adult supervision.
Oh,
There
yes.
is no way, yeah.
And our staff isn't the supervision.
And I have this question, as it's all up in the air, so it doesn't really matter. It's just the same question. Are they going to be able to go in there when they have,
They're in school
it's
suspension.
active?
Yep, and that's something that,
Because those students are not supposed to have any connection with any other part of the building, and
well, I think, hello.
and so,
But I think, we had a discussion, Sue, Neil, Andrew, David, and myself had a meeting about a week ago, just to go over what's been going on, and now that Dick's gone, what the idea, and I have to say, Andrew and Dave have been, they're stepping up, and they're definitely keeping it going. Barbara, you're also volunteering there,
Very
you're doing a
much.
great job, and everything's going smoothly for now. But as it was pointed out, and we'll discuss this even further in the action item, when the schools, if it were in the situation right now where there's only 2 people, that's not gonna happen. The school situation's gonna be put on the back burner until either another part-time person or a full-time person's put in, then that can be explored and kind of moved on. But right now, there's not enough time for these guys to even explore that. Of course, the kids aren't in right now, so it really doesn't matter, but,
Right, but it's something that should be, we have to make sure that
yeah.
that alternative education
Yeah.
allows it.
And that will be,
yeah.
that's something on their end that they have to deal
Yeah.
with. If they want us to help them, the school,
Yeah.
the school students, they're gonna have to figure out a way to do it. It's not those aren't our policies, that's theirs, so they're gonna have to change their policies, not us. So, if they want the help, they're gonna have to accommodate us for the
Right.
help. That's
Right.
the way it's gonna have to work.
I agree with Barbara that definitely if our students are in there,
Oh,
they do need
no.
supervision.
Yeah, it's either our teacher's gotta be there, and it's not gonna be our staff either.
Oh, no.
There's no way that we're gonna take responsibility for whatever a student do. Some teacher has to be there if it's during school time. There's no way around it.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right, Barbara, before we even get started with that, I made the changes from 9 to 15, so that has been made.
I have
Oh,
no
good,
No,
oh, good,
15
so
to
it's
15.
15 to
15 and 15,
Yeah,
instead of 15 and 9.
No, he was
It's
saying,
going 15 and 15. I
Yeah,
adjusted the
to-
numbers, and
yeah.
we can, and if you guys have it in front of you, you don't have the new one, because I just did it today.
oh,
But-
I didn't get it today.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's the wages, if you go to the wages page is where the actual effect happens.
Yeah,
The wording happens on the 5th page where your proposal, the page before that, Brett, it says 2 part-time staff members at a proposed 15 hours per week. I have it the new one. The past one said 15 hours and 9 hours, I believe, right?
Yep.
Correct?
Yes, yeah.
So I changed that to 2 15-hour people, and,
okay, yeah.
I don't have any of it. I have TBD,
yep,
DVD.
right here, 2 part-time staff members at 15 and
Oh.
other at 9 hours. That's been changed to 15 hours, 2 15 hours. Also, in conjunction with that, the next page, you're gonna see the regular wages yours is at 60,000 some odd?
9:13.
And that has been adjusted to $63,721.19, and the total has been adjusted on my end to $111,906.92. So the increase of the hours from 6 over 52 weeks has been increased into the salary wages and into that part. I did not do the unemployment all the way down, because it became, I don't work for the finance department for the Goffstown.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a formula that needs to be
So we
calculated,
don't
so.
care, we don't do FICA, and we
We-
don't
we-
address any of that
Oh, we
regular
do it.
unemployment.
It's
We
gonna-
do, but we don't.
Exactly.
Right.
It will change the bottom line number. It
Right.
won't change it by much, because it's not a very
Right.
large amount. And the numbers that I got for Medicare and all these other ones were from Goffstown. The only thing that I changed throughout the whole thing was the wages, and also calculated the full-time person at the bottom.
And now that all these numbers, I know they're gonna change, did they come from the finance
Yes.
department here?
Yep, Derek, the assistant town manager, sent those over, and that came from the finance person.
yeah.
So, and no, I didn't pull these out of
No,
somewhere.
no, they look familiar, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
that's
so,
why.
so these numbers, even with the adjustment of the $2,880, I think it was to add on, go 6 hours over
Yeah.
52, that amount's gonna be minimal to FICA, Medicare, all that kind of stuff. It's not gonna be very much, but that's pretty
But the
close.
bottom
amount.
line is,
That-
we're gonna go to about 112,000.
About there, yeah, and
It's-
that's our request.
That's, I was gonna say, that's the
That's
request.
the request. Their
Now-
decision is to figure out.
Now, also, like, the equipment line,
Yep.
is that enough?
Well, I'm going off of, right now, I'm just going off of, trying to get a proposal for staff.
Okay.
My whole thing is not changing the
Fight the
budget.
battles as we-
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly,
okay.
and I think the needed situations will arise, and we can, as a board, can sit down and make recommendations. They can say yes, they can say no.
Okay.
This is just something
I
staff-wise.
know there are
because-
equipment needs down there that need to be addressed in the
Yep,
future.
And I hope, with the situation of, the contract, which
Mm-hmm.
hopefully will be done by September, when the extension's over for this 3-month extension, that will involve some equipment grant that we can spread over, and I would hope that the town, and this is just a recommendation, has nothing to do with this, but it's better to take it in increments,
Yeah.
even if the town held it and kept the interest on a larger sum. Just give us an increment of 15,000 per year or 20,000 per year, so we can phase it in, instead of giving us, hey, you've got $75,000 for the next 10 years, and we use all 75 now, and then 5 years from now, we're sitting there going, we got no
What
money
do we
left.
do?
Right.
It's better.
Right.
Yeah, it's
better
obsolete.
It's better to have the trickle than it is to have the faucet completely on for right now.
Oh, are you?
By all means.
At one time, they were doing an audit of the equipment. I would like to know what the status of that is.
From the last I understood, and we can ask,
My questions.
we can ask Sue or Neil.
Okay.
What I understood is that Dick finished off the audit and the inventory list and gave
Sure.
it to Sue before he left, is the last I heard.
Okay.
So if there's something, I'll see if she can get that to the committee, just so we
Yeah.
can have an idea of what we got and stuff like
Be a
that.
good idea.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Now, as far as regular wages, and we're asking for 2 part-time people,
Yep.
are we taking into consideration any wage increases?
We did not. We took it as flat, I took it as a flat budget, what the amount is this year. I'm just trying to play off of apples to apples. If I turn
Yeah.
around and start saying, oh, well, they deserve to have, this amount, it changes the amount. And right now, I just think that we need to concentrate on a dedicated staff people. And then we can fight those battles, like you said,
Yeah.
later on in budget time.
I
I think
was gonna say, what about getting a 3rd part-time person?
that's something, right now, I would take a full-time person right now,
Yeah.
I think would make
Okay.
a world of change for this community. I really honestly believe that Goffstown in
Most
general
definitely.
needs
We
a
need a
full-time
full-time
person.
person.
And once that happens, I'm hoping that it's a domino effect of people see how wonderful and all the great things that are happening, that they even invest even more. But, I'm just happy for right now to get this part going, and if everybody else is good, I'll take a motion to accept it.
Motion
Unless-
to accept the proposal. I do have other,
Discussion, all right, go ahead.
Okay, to accept it, so it's gonna be open for discussion right now?
For discussion, yeah,
but I need a
Okay,
second.
I'll second it.
all right. Discussion,
As a proposal,
yes.
obviously, we're down a director right now, and is this looking for something being
Well,
implemented right away?
Let me just say, this is, the discussion I had with Sue, is that she is hoping, and I'm hoping, that this either can be done before, because if you have to look, we're already halfway into the year anyways,
That's
into the
what I'm
budget.
talking
So
about.
all this money right here, it's instead of an increase of 50,000, it's only an increase of 25,000 if we implemented it now. I think the selectmen are more inclined to want to do it when the contract gets signed, then turn around and hire the full-time person. It's almost like they want that to be at the same time.
Okay.
The only issue I have, and I'm going to express that to her when I hand this to her, is that if we have to wait 4 months, we can't wait 4 months. We need at least another part-time person here, because these guys can't do it.
We can't wait 4 months for what?
For them to hire a full-time person.
They're not going to.
If anything, if they don't hire.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Right now, from the scuttlebutt on the street,
Mm-hmm.
or in the airwaves, wherever you want to listen to them.
Yeah,
The selectmen are not going to do anything with it until the,
the contract's signed.
right.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. If that is the case, we need to, and that's what I was just expressing, that I believe that's what they're going to do. Is
Right.
that they can't, when the contract gets signed, they need to at least have this in their hands, because they need to have something to say, okay, this is what was recommended by the board, so let's move on this. Until they do this, we need to hire another part-time person, and I'm going to
And what will
say
that part-time person be doing?
what Dick, not just what Dick did.
He's going to
but
be a
just-
coordinator?
No. I
He's
think
going to be just another Andrew and David?
Yes.
And,
Yes, and take hours and be able to open up public access an extra day or something, or be able to cover more meetings, or do something with the hours that need to happen, that need to
To
be
take the
there.
workload
Yeah,
off those two.
instead of those guys being hammered all the time.
right.
They can, this extra person will take off 15 to 20 hours. The money's there anyways, it's already in the budget, it was Dick's amount, so we're not taking any more money than we have
Right.
now. So it's really, but the person who's being hired needs to understand that they're being hired as a part-time situation, and that might change.
Maybe
within
temporary.
Might be 4 or
So-
5
And-
months.
And it might be only 4 or 5 months.
Exactly, and
Do
that needs to be
you know
understood.
anybody that?
I don't know, and
that
that's-
could- Oh,
That's something that.
Because I'm
Well,
wondering
you'd have to get
who-
somebody who would want to only work.
and would have access to the time and access to the knowledge of the stuff, so that it isn't a lot of,
There's nothing
And they
that,
have to be able to walk right in, though, too.
They
I mean,
do?
there's
That's
a- the
that's what I
training
mean.
lag time,
Yeah.
there is none.
guys, we're talking about things that we can't control, those
Right.
specific things. We're not in charge of hiring, and we're not in charge of going out and finding people. Sue will, the town manager will have to put the job out, say, you know what, sit down, talk with the person, say, hey, you know what, this is the situation, we're looking to, this person might be part-time right now, and maybe they work into being the full-time coordinator when it happens. We don't know that situation. That's something that they can, deal with. All I can say is that they need it, if they're not gonna hire a full-time person right now, this
We
staff
need a
needs
third
another person.
backup.
Needs to happen.
Right.
Then that has to be recommended to Sue. And the selectmen need to have this in their hand. When the contract gets signed, they need to be able to say, hey, you know what? This is a good plan. GTV committee recommended this, and we'll be able to implement this now because the contract's signed. They won't have to wait another 2 meetings for us to turn around and hand something to them. They'll have it in front of them. So,
Okay.
Okay, just a quick question. If we go ahead, now that we get on the floor and everything, do we have to present, the board, have to present this to the selectmen, or?
I don't know, if they do, then if they want to, then I wrote it, so I have no problem with sitting
No,
down.
I don't
Oh, yeah,
know
no,
what the-
but I have no
what their
problem with sitting down
policy
with
is.
them, and you guys can come and.
Are they waiting, and if we do, and is it gonna be until can we go from now until September without filling the position of?
Oh, there will be a request for a part-time person to be filled until that happens, that has to happen, we
Well, we're
can't
gonna
go.
We don't go to the selectmen, we go to Sue, and Sue goes to the selectmen.
Yeah, if Sue, and the
On our
selectmen wanna
behalf.
talk to us about this, they're more than,
Right.
I'll be more than happy to sit down, you guys can be
We
with
do
me, I
from
don't
under
care.
the
Yeah,
town
Administration.
administration
Right, right.
budget. Okay.
and
I forgot
Sue
about
will, right,
Yeah.
and Sue will, more than likely, if they're going to present it, want somebody to be there, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
The way
It's
I've seen
fine.
her
As far
act.
as I'm concerned, we don't have a problem, because I think we discussed this almost 3 months ago, that while we were at a meeting that, you were there, that we felt, before we made a decision, we needed a full-time
Oh, yes.
coordinator.
Yep,
Exactly.
I totally agree.
So,
So motion's on the table, motion's on the table.
Yep, I just need, we've got a first and second, all in favor?
aye.
Okay.
Alright, motion passes. And so, when I give this to Sue, I will be emailing this to her, and I will talk to her also. I will express to her that the committee, if the selectmen do not want to hire and they wanna wait till the contract is done, I will express to her that a part-time person does need to be hired, or something has to
Oh,
happen
absolutely.
to help out.
We can't have a
Andrew.
lag time.
Yeah, and it's a blessing, though, it is the summertime, and it's a little slower than it is
True.
during, September and October, especially if something doesn't happen by
Well, yes and
September.
no, but I mean, this is outside of, but we do have a primary election coming up in September, and then
A
the
lot
general
going on.
election.
No, it's true, it's true.
But we are shooting for a full-time person
Yes,
this time.
yes, that would be kind
Oh,
of nice.
absolutely.
All right, after that, new business, anybody have anything?
Oh,
Have
yes,
any new business?
yes, I don't have anything new, but I remembered, you'll notice there's no column, only
Yeah.
because I remember some of the folks on the, committee mentioned that with our change in, meeting date, some of them felt they would like to see the column. So understanding that, and last week they had a wonderful picture of the coordinator, in the paper, so I thought that was very
Getting
nice.
his, yeah,
Yeah, it
June
was very
13
nice.
is his day.
Yeah, and so I thought that did well for July, and anyway, so if, getting back on track, anyone, and plus the fact that there's been a lot of changes, I didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah,
What do you-
anybody want to volunteer to do the article? Next
I
one?
don't have time. I have just a quick question, not nothing to do with the article and stuff. There's still a lot of controversy going on in Bedford, but I assume
Oh, we
that's
can,
in
yeah,
total-
I
that's not part of this meeting. We can,
actually-
we can talk about it afterwards if you'd like to, but
I printed out their
Yeah,
thing.
but
that'd be more, we'd be more than
There's
happy.
no impact with us.
No.
It
No.
has
No.
an.
Oh,
That
no,
was
no,
my
no.
question, thank you.
But no, but it's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's
It's
interesting.
an interesting topic, and,
Right.
It doesn't have an impact with us, but,
we don't,
GTV and
the,
Bedford and
Bedford,
Goffstown.
yeah, Goffstown doesn't subscribe to the same philosophies as Bedford, and Manchester doesn't either as Bedford, and there's nothing, Bedford is Bedford, and they can do whatever they want, and
I
that's
think-
their prerogative,
Yeah.
but,
I think in the end, when we get a
We'll
new,
leave it offline.
we get a
Yeah.
new coordinator, I think he'll have, or he or she will
Yep,
have
he
their
or she
own.
will be able to
Has
sit
their
down and.
own agenda, and,
Yep.
and it may completely be
Yeah.
different than anybody here thinks it will be.
Yep, and
Who
it's
knows?
fine, and it's fine to, and we're here to help the person to kind of go, and
Would
that's all.
folks like me to write, I'll be happy to write a column just about the,
You can write a column too if,
well, if you wanna write a column too.
Why don't you guys write a joint column?
I really, no, I liked your thought,
Yeah, I
I thought it
don't
was
know.
really great, you have such personality.
All right, so,
Wait, I gotta get this confirmed.
you gonna write?
sure, yes.
All right.
Unless you really want to.
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, so red column. One other thing, I don't know the procedure. Ryan Casey
That was my next
sent me over an
question.
email saying that
Yeah.
he no longer wants to be on the committee.
Mhm.
So I don't know really the procedure because this has
Is
never
there
You
happened.
have to send an
Resignation?
email or
I have
a
the-
thing to Sue, because that's what I had to do
Okay,
with you.
so I will
And
send
so
the email
that's
that he
the way
sent
you
me.
do it.
I
You
will
send
send
it
it to
to
Sue.
Sue,
I will
right.
send it to Sue, and then
And
Sue can
she
send it
sends
to.
it to the selectmen to let them know that there's another regular slot
May
available.
I suggest, though, we could do a motion to accept it with regret?
Yeah,
You know,
he
please-
didn't. He didn't really give a reason
Doesn't-
except for.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah, it really wasn't a specific reason. So yeah, I saddened to see him go because he's been
Yeah.
on this committee for a long time. I understand. So
Right.
Well, he's got a child that's getting
Bigger?
Older?
Older, bigger?
Anyways,
Both.
if the committee, we can, motion to accept his resignation with regret.
That's
And
fine.
a second?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I second it.
All in
Yeah.
favor?
I,
I'm
Would-
very sorry that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
next time I
seriously.
see him, I'll
Could
punch him
we-
in the arm.
Yeah.
Could we suggest I think the Board of Selectmen already spoke about doing this, sending a letter of thanks. And I remember them talking about this as one of their goals, they're gonna start doing that. So let's ask that they do that.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good. All right. I will do that. When I send the email, I will ask that to Sue. Second, James Pingree. I got a contact, I didn't get anything back. Anybody hear anything, any emails about him? I know we were gonna try to one more time, and it is the summertime, so he, he's a teacher, and I think he has the summers off, so I think he might have been able to hopefully make this meeting, and he did
did you hear
not.
from him?
No, I did not, so.
I only have one excused absence tonight.
Okay, all right, so I don't know exactly the process of that, so that's something that's different. Do you guys just wanna wait till the next meeting and we assess it again, or,
John Gagnon kept bringing up his name, and
Yeah.
I think it's because they were on at the same time, and that at practically this entire year,
Yeah.
he has not
He has not
even
been in-
acknowledged.
yeah, he has
And when
not
I
been in
spoke
meetings
to him a
since-
couple of times when I saw him
Yeah.
and told him, he says, oh, I wanna be there, and I don't wanna drop out, but in the meantime, and he says, I could respond to the emails, and I said, and why don't you? You have fingers,
Yeah.
and he said, I'll do it next time, and there was
So
nothing.
I personally think I believe he's a member, correct?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's
so
a
I
full
would-
member.
Yeah, so I
Full
would,
member.
I would like to
He's
get
one
a
of the
full
full
member in
members
there.
that started
Yeah,
GTV
he's,
running it.
I know,
Yeah.
I know him from when I first started working in Manchester. He was a teacher there in Manchester. Very knowledgeable individual, wonderful person. But I've been chaired every single meeting he's not been here. So I need a alternate, to move up to the member position. And if he
Well-
wants to switch to an alternate, that's fine. But I just need.
I
want
think
that
we
to
need
change.
to.
I can move up.
I
Yeah,
think
well,
we
so
need to,
You're an alternate.
I think we need to
Get that.
approach him.
Yeah.
If there's no response, I think we need to know
Alright.
then, what do we need to do?
All right. I will
You gotta
email him
apply for
again,
it, though.
and I will tell ask him from the board.
There's a proper procedure.
I'll ask him from the board to, say that this is what we discussed in our last meeting. If you have no objections, and if I don't hear back from you, then I'll assume that you don't have any objections, and we'll do it at the next meeting, and I'll inform you of what he says.
Okay.
Next meeting, I will be on vacation, so.
Did you, ask us for approval?
Yeah, I know, exactly,
Why
so.
don't we take a?
Will
oh, I
that be
don't
an
know.
excused absence?
I believe, because I'm letting you know. So I don't know what you guys want to do. If you guys can have the meeting, of course, you don't need me here, so, I just.
What will we be discussing that's
Yeah,
in
I
the
think
month
we
of August that we
accepted-
need
Well-
to?
Go ahead.
What? Go ahead.
Are we gonna have heard anything back from the selectmen on everything?
I can inform the board through emails if I've heard anything back from the selectmen, so that can happen, and there's not gonna be any more voting involved.
I realize that, it's kind of a slow time, but
Well, Neil.
I hate to see gaps, because I'm on other
Okay.
boards and they're like, okay, we're gonna take the summer off, and then,
Yeah,
and then come September, it's like,
Gotta get
whoa, we're
back
playing
into
big
it,
no,
yeah.
I'm just informing you guys that I won't be here, so if you guys wanna have a meeting, we'll same scheduled time, you guys can go
Sure.
right ahead, and,
We might as well, because who knows what's gonna happen between now and then. We
Exactly.
say no, we
Charlie,
say,
I agree.
gosh, we should have done it.
all
We
right,
can
so,
have
good.
either Neil or Sue run the meeting as department heads.
All right, that's fine, or Don's the vice chair. so
Or
he can-
Dawn.
Yep, so he can, come in,
If you can make it, yeah.
yeah, if he can make it, so, all right, any other further business, anybody?
Website,
What about it?
who's updating that?
Neil,
All right, Neil's updating. the
Okay.
website.
Why, it needs to be updated? I haven't,
It still says.
you
we-
said, you still haven't, did you send me a picture?
Yeah, but no, it still says, when it goes to shows on the station, it's play on.
Yeah.
Episode 1 is gonna air 10/24, like 2010.
Oh, gosh.
no,
I mean,
I think they're still waiting for that show to
Okay,
show
wait.
up.
exactly. There
Wait
is
a
nothing
minute.
current about
wait
the
a
shows.
minute, I have a question. Is it, when the town took it over, it was not 2010, it was the last week almost.
Right.
I have a question. Is that the same website?
Is it the new or the old?
No, this is a totally different website.
This is the new one.
This is,
The website that we have, so that we are not, Goffstown Cable Television is not being charged, is supposed to go through the town
Right.
website,
When
and
you-
Neil is supposed to be handling
Right.
it.
He also-
Neil's office is
Okay.
supposed to be
When
handling
you go to the
it.
town website and you click to the links to get to
To get
the
to our
GTV site,
GTV? All they did was
and you
move
click
over
on
the old
shows
stuff,
on-
and there's nothing
shows
on it?
16.
No, there's been some new additions and
It's new additions,
changes.
but it still says like, play on episode 1, season 1, and I'm like, there's a ton more stuff than that.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's gonna air like
Ooh, I got-
10:24 at 5 p.m.
Okay,
I
that,
gotta look at that then.
Yeah.
use that as a note for the next meeting, if Neil or Sue is gonna be here.
Neil should be here. I think he's just on vacation
Yeah.
this week, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Barbara,
Anything
can
else?
you
Nope.
pass me the
Oh.
sign-in sheet? Thanks.
Anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
Also move.
All right. All in favor? All right. Thank you, Andrew.
Good.